Hello, this is JB with Creations Misfit, and today I'm going to show you how to make a football plushie. Now, I can't get the whole thing here, but I'll put a picture up of what it looks like, and it's a pretty good size, if you can kind of tell with me holding it here. It's in inches. It's about 15 inches in length by 9 in width, and then 8 in height. So I will go ahead and let you know what you need to make this football plushie. It actually works up pretty quickly, even though it's large, because we're going to use a thicker yarn and a larger hook. So I used Yarn Bee Cozy Occasion. It's a size 6 yarn, and it's very similar to Bernat Blanket. I chose this one from Hobby Lobby because they had the color that I was looking for. Bernat used to have a brown that I would use, and I can't find it anymore, so I don't know if they've discontinued it, but this is Yarn Bee Cozy Occasion in Coffee from Hobby Lobby, and you'll need about 75 yards of brown size 6 yarn, and you may be able to find it in a different yarn. That's totally fine. I know Hobby Lobby isn't for everybody. And then you'll need about 15 yards of white that's also size 6, and this like chenille or polyester type yarn is what I've used. This one here is from Joann. It's their I forget the name of it. They're just like their generic brand of what's similar to Bernat Blanket, but you can interchange whatever you have. And then you will need a 9mm hook, some scissors, a yarn needle, and some polyfill to fill your football. So let's go ahead and get started. I also wanted to mention this yarn, if you do get it from Hobby Lobby, it says $4.99, but every other week at Hobby Lobby, they have their yarn on sale for 30% off, and that's nationwide, so I got this for $3.50. So just take a look and see what day or what week they have the yarn on sale, and get it done. I also just wanted to say as a disclaimer, if you don't want to listen to me, I will have the pattern written on the screen the whole time. I know I sound nasally and I always get comments about that, so you could just mute the video and watch for the written pattern on the screen. And also, if I'm going too quickly or too slowly for you, you can change the speed in your your YouTube settings. Alright, so to get started, let me zoom in here a little bit. We are going to start with a magic circle. And if you need more help with that, I'll put a little card up here. I have a short video showing you how to do the magic circle, the way that I choose to do it at least. There are a lot of different ways, but I find that this works best to start. So we're going to do a magic circle, and then we are going to do one chain, and I just do it while it's still in my hand. Okay, so for round 1, we are going to do 6. Oh, you also need a stitch marker. I'm sorry, I didn't mention that before because we're going to be working in the round. So to start off for round 1, we're going to do 6 single crochet inside the magic circle, and you'll want to go ahead and mark that first stitch. So go ahead and do your 6. I'm going to do mine off camera. You can pause the video and I'll meet you back. Okay, I've done my 6, and then you're just going to pull your circle closed. And if you do not like the magic circle and you really can't get it, you can always chain 4 and then slip stitch into your first chain, and that will create a circle that you can just work inside of. Okay, so going on to round 2, we're going to do an increase round. So we're just going to do 2 single crochet in every stitch around. So let's start with this first one that we had marked. We're going to do a single crochet in there, and then mark that stitch. And we're going to do one more single crochet in that same exact stitch. I'm sorry that this is brown. It might be a little bit harder to see. And with this thicker yarn, sometimes it's hard to see your stitches, but you'll get the hang of it. And then we'll do 2 single crochet in the next stitch and each stitch around, and you will end with 12 single crochet at the end of round 2. I'll see you back after that. And there we are at the end of round 2 with 12 single crochet. Moving on to round 3, we are going to single crochet into the first stitch, and then we're going to do an increase in the next stitch. So we'll do 2 single crochet in the next. And that will be our pattern all the way around. You'll do 1 single crochet, and then you'll do an increase in the next stitch. And at the end of round 3, you will have 18 single crochet. Alright, and let's move right on to round 4. So for round 4, we're going to single crochet in the first 2 stitches. Be sure to mark that first one. There's the second. And then we're going to increase after that. So 2 single crochet in the next, and that will be your pattern all the way around. 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, increase. And at the end of round 4, you'll have 24 stitches. There we are at the end of round 4 with our 24 stitches. And moving on to round 5, we are going to do a single crochet in the first 3 stitches, and then we will increase after that. And that will be your pattern around for round 5. And at the end of round 5, you will have 30 single crochet stitches. So I'll see you after that. And let's move on to round 6. Round 6, we will continue in our same pattern. So we're going to single crochet in the first 4 stitches, and then we will do an increase after that, and that will be your pattern all the way around for round 6. And at the end of round 6, you will have 36 stitches. So I'll see you back after that. All right, doing good. We are going to move on to round 7, which will continue with our pattern. We will single crochet in the first 5 stitches, and then do an increase after that. And at the end of round 7, you will have 42 stitches. Okay, we have one last increase round. This is kind of what your pattern should be looking like so far. It's okay if it's folding. You can just fold it the other way and start working like this. So for round 8, we are going to single crochet in the first 6 stitches, and then we will increase after that, and that will be your pattern all the way around for round 8, and you will have 48 stitches when we get to the end of this last increase round. I'll meet you back after that. Okay, so we've finished up with our increase round. So for round 9, we're just going to do 1 round of single crochet in every stitch around for a total of 48. Don't worry if your project looks like, you know, it's shaped with sharp corners. Once we do this next round, it's going to round it out, and as we go, it will keep rounding it out. So for round 9, just 1 single crochet in every stitch around, and you will have 48 when we get to the end. Alright, so going on to round 10, we are going to switch over to our white yarn, and there are several ways you can do this. Normally, I would pull it through the last part of my last stitch with the brown, but it tends to leave like a little, I don't know, it just leaves like a little white mark, and there's not a great way to like start with the white because we're going in the rounds, and so it's not like, you know, height, like the height difference is going to be shown. So this is the way that I do it. I mean, it is a little bit off. I'll show you on here, and I just put this on the back part of the football. Here you can kind of see it just, it's not like fully even, but that's okay. It's not a huge deal. It's not very noticeable. If you find a better way to do it, please, by all means, you know, change the yarn how you like. But for me, I'm just going to start my yarn right where my hook is here and just pull through a chain there, and then leave the brown attached because we're going to come right back to it after 2 rounds, so you can just leave it attached. And for rounds 10 and 11, we're just going to single crochet in every stitch around. So I'm going to take out my stitch marker, and you can just drag this little piece of white behind you to lock it in, but make sure you're not dragging the brown. Okay, so just kind of put that in the back there. And you're going to go into this very first stitch that had the stitch marker in it, and just do your single crochet. And then I pull this brown just to tighten it. Okay, and then you'll just mark that first white stitch, and you're going to do stitches all the way around in every brown stitch around, so you'll have 48. Okay, and you're going to do that for 2 rounds. So this is round 10, and as you can see, I'm just pulling this behind. This will be on the inside, so nobody will see that. Okay, so for round 10 and for round 11, do 1 stitch in every stitch around, and you'll have 48 at the end of each round. So I'll see you back after round 11. Hi, I'm just at the end of round 10 and I still have round 11 to do, but I just wanted to say make sure you're counting your stitches, especially for the white rows, because when you come back around you might feel like, oh, there's some brown there I have to go into, but you don't. So make sure that you have to, you go right back into this first stitch here for the beginning of round 11 and count your stitches all the way around so that you have 48. Okay, so I'll see you back after round 11. Alright, I'm at the end of round 11 and now we're going to change back to our brown, and it's just in the back here. So to start that, I just do a chain like we did with the white, and for rounds 12 through 22 we are going to do the whole middle portion of the football. So we're going to just do 1 single crochet all the way around in every stitch for a total of 48 stitches every round. So this is round 12. You're going to do 12 through 22, and you'll want to cut your white yarn now. You don't want to drag it this whole way. Kind of cut like a little bit of a tail, and you can sew that in, or not sew that, but like just crochet over it in the background to stitch it in. So to start round 12, you'll just go in right here. Make sure that you mark that stitch, and make sure that you're counting your stitches at least for the first round of brown again, and you can just pull this in the back to stitch over it. Okay, so for rounds 12 through 22, same thing, 1 stitch in every single, or 1 single crochet in every stitch around, and I'll see you after round 22. Alright, I am finished with round 22, so we're going to change back to white for rounds 22 and 23 and 24, but if you notice, because we go in the round, like every round kind of shifts over a little bit, so you can see where we started the white down here, it doesn't match up with where we're at. So I always do the beginning of round 23, I do about 3 or 4 stitches in brown to start off with. So just to get back to line with this, so that this portion can be on the bottom of the football and you don't have like 2 places where it's a little bit shifted. So yours might be a little bit different depending on how you crochet, but just go ahead and get over to where you think it will line up and make sure that you mark that first stitch, because now the stitches, you know, it won't be white for the very first stitch. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 brown stitches, and then that way it's kind of lining me up with where I first started the white. And then I will go ahead and get the white on here and just do it like I did before, and then let the brown go in the back, and then you'll still have 48 stitches for this round. That won't change at all. It's just that the first 4 will be brown. So you'll continue on doing white all the way around for the end of 23, and then a full round of 24, and then when we come back for round 25, I'll show you how I do some with white again to start that round before we switch back to brown. I hope that makes sense. So finish this round, which is 23, and then do 1 more white round of 24, and then we'll come back together. Hi, I just wanted to come back around and remind you, when you get back to start round 24, those first 4 stitches will go into the brown stitch, and then where we chained on top of that other brown stitch, it's kind of going to look like 2 stitches, but it's not. So make sure that you're counting your stitches, and make sure after you've done your first 4 white ones, you're going into this next white. Okay, that's like 1 whole stitch there where it kind of looks brown. So make sure you count to ensure that you have 48 for round 24 as well. Okay, I'll see you after 24. And here I am at the end of round 24. So here we are again, a little bit shifted because we started with those 4 brown stitches before. So moving on to round 25, we're just going to single crochet in every stitch all the way around with the brown again, but I'm going to do my first 4 stitches, probably 4, in white so that we come back to where we began. So let's go ahead and start. Here's 1. Make sure you mark that. And then we'll do 2, 3, 4, and yours might be a little bit different. Like I said, you might only need 3, you might need 6, it doesn't matter. And yeah, that looks fine. So I'll start with my brown here. So we've done 4 white, and then you can cut your white yarn, leave a little tail, and go over that in the back, but pull that white pretty tight there. And then you're just going to finish this round in brown. Okay, so that will be our 5th stitch, and then just 1 stitch in, or 1 single crochet in every stitch around for round 25, and then we will come back together. And we're at the end of round 25. So next we're going to do our laces before we go any further, because we need to do the laces. I like to do that before you stuff it. You could do it once the football's all done, but then you have to worry about going through the stuffing. So let's just pull up your yarn here so that it doesn't come undone. And then this portion, let me, here so you can see better. Okay, this portion I'm going to use on the back of the football. So I'm going to flip mine over and do my laces on the front here. So you want to grab your white yarn and get a long tail, like maybe, I don't know, just to be safe, I say like 2 or 3 feet long, just so you have enough. And cut a piece there and grab your yarn needle, and we're just going to kind of embroider it on the front. Okay, so to start, I'm going to skip 2 rows of brown on each side. So just kind of go underneath, 2 rows down, and pull through, but leave maybe like a tail like this to sew in. And then you're going to go down into the stitches 2 rows up from here, like just straight across, as straight as you can. Put your needle in there, and then pull through. And we're going to do that path 1 more time. So go up where you came in originally, and you may have to pull, if that comes undone, just pull the string underneath to tighten it. And then go back down here, and make sure you're not going through the bottom portion too, just the top. Pull that, pull that through. And then you're just going to do stitches across as evenly as possible. You could do 3, you could do 4, you could do 5, whatever works best for you. We'll see, this is pulling. This is really up to you, however you want to do it. I'm going to look at my other one and then go ahead and finish this one, but I may actually move this down a little bit. Down here is kind of where I wanted it. I think I didn't do it long enough. So it's up to you, but then you'll just go through and you'll do the same thing, but this way to do your, like the stitching there. Okay, and then I do 2 for each. I go through twice for each one. But I think I'm going to pull mine out and make this just a little bit longer so that I can get, let me show you my other football. Here, this one's a little bit longer. So I got 5 pieces in pretty evenly. All right, so I'm going to leave you to yours. You might know a better way of doing it as well. And then I will meet you back and we'll finish up. And after this, you're actually going to want to stuff yours too. So I'll just go ahead and say that. After you've done with this, sew your pieces in underneath. Just make sure you kind of go through like a stitch and do a knot with both ends of this to secure it, and then go ahead and start stuffing your football. You're going to want to make sure you stuff all the way down here. As you're stuffing, you'll see like there are parts that are going to look really funny if you don't get enough stuffing in there. So stuff it as you'd like, and then we will come back together to start round 26. So I will see you shortly. Okay, I did my laces. They're a little bit off, but that's all right. What football is perfect. And I went ahead and stuffed as much as I could for now. So let's get finished here. We just have decrease rounds to go, and they're pretty simple. So for round 26, we are going to start here. Sorry, this is going to be a little awkward now that it's stuffed, but hopefully you can see everything okay. We're going to start with single crochet in the first 6 stitches, and then we're going to do a decrease. So I'll show you how to do that if you're uncertain. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then we're going to do a decrease. So you just do 2 stitches together, 2 single crochets together. So you go in like you're doing a regular single crochet, yarn over and pull up a loop, and then we go into the next one, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And that's a decrease or putting 2 together. So you're going to do that all the way around. We'll do 6 single crochet and then a decrease. And at the end of round 26, you'll have 42 stitches. So I'll see you back after that. And moving on to round 27, we are going to single crochet in the first 5 stitches, and then we are going to decrease after that. And that will be our repeat around, and then you will have 36 stitches at the end of round 27. Okay, and we are at the end of round 27. So let's move on to 28. We are going to single crochet in the first 4 stitches, and then do a decrease, repeat that around, and at the end of round 28 you will have 30 stitches. Also, if you feel like you want to keep stuffing while you're doing this, you can do that just to make sure you're getting it even throughout. Okay, so let's go on to round 29. For round 29, we're going to single crochet in the first 3 stitches, and then do a decrease after that. And at the end of round 29, you will have 24 stitches. Alright, just 3 rounds left. For round 30, we are going to single crochet in the first 2 stitches, and then do a decrease, and you will repeat that around, and then you'll have 18 stitches when you get to the end of round 30. So I'm just going to stay on and do this round with you. I want to say thank you for being here and for watching my tutorial. I hope it was helpful. And if you're not subscribed, I'd love to have you. I have a lot of different tutorials up, pattern tutorials, yarn videos, yarn hauls. Every once in a while I do yarn giveaways. So if you'd like to subscribe, I'd love to have you. But also I'd like you to take a look at my other videos on my channel and see if there's anything else you like. I have other stuffies as well, but a lot of other things, scarves, hats, wine holders, dammit dolls, like all kinds of different things that you might get a good idea for a gift or decor or something like that. And if you do make any of my projects, I would love for you to tag me. I am on TikTok and Instagram at CreationsMisfit. And yeah, if you could like this video, comment below, let me know how this worked out for you, what kind of yarn you used, if you did any different colors, who you're making it for, anything like that. I love to hear that stuff. I do reply to all the comments. I don't think I've missed any yet, so hopefully I'll see everybody's comments, but I love having people here. I love hearing how things are working out for you. If you have any constructive criticism, feel free to leave that below in the comments. And also, if there's anything you'd like to see me make, you can leave that as well. So thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. I love learning new things on YouTube, and so I thought that this was a good way to help others learn, especially if you are a visual learner. Okay, so moving on to round 31, we're just going to do a single crochet in the first stitch, and then we're going to do a decrease after that. Repeat that around and you will have 12 stitches at the end of round 31, and I'll see you back after that. Okay, we just have one round left, so make sure that you have stuffed your football as much as you'd like it to be stuffed, and because after this last round, we're just going to have a very small hole to close up, and you won't be able to get much stuffing in there. So make sure you stuff it all the way around, however you'd like, and then when you're ready, we can finish with round 32, which is just a decrease all the way around. So you're just going to do 6 decreases all the way around, and then leave a tail at the end of this round to tie off. All right, then our football is completed. We just have to close up the top, so make sure you do any final stuffing. Sorry, this is hard to show. Let me see if I can. To close up the top, you're just going to go through each stitch, kind of like underneath each loop of the stitch around. You should have 6. Sorry, this is a big football, so it's kind of hard to show. And then you're just going to cinch that up like you would pull a drawstring, okay? And then you can just tie in your pieces like you normally would. I usually go underneath. And you don't want to pull that too tight because you kind of want the side of your football to come out like on, you know, like the other side did. So even sometimes I'll go under it a couple times to kind of make it stick out some. There. And then when you're done with that, you can just put your yarn needle through one of the stitches and then put it through like another side and pull it out just to make sure that it's securely tightened. So that's it. That's your football. So like I said, if you make this, please tag me at Creations Misfit on YouTube or on Instagram or TikTok. And if you'd like to subscribe, like, comment, I would love for that to happen. I love making these videos, and the algorithm could be kind of funny sometimes. So the more comments, the more likes, it brings it up for more people to see, which is great. But I do appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Please let me know how this worked out for you. And happy football season. We'll see you at the next video, hopefully. Thank you again. Bye-bye.